That's your money saying it's time for a McDonald's run. Because with new McValue at McDonald's, you get more than you expect. Like buy a 6-piece McNuggets and add a McChicken for just $1. Your money says let's go. Get more than you expect with new McValue. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Finally, welcome to Talking Real Money Daily. I'm Don McDonald in South Carolina. I'm traveling. I'm doing this. This is the first podcast from my old Airstream, and it appears everything works properly. That's a great thing. Glad you could join us for this podcast, or join me. I guess there is no us. It's just me. It's not the royal we. It's just the me. And I hope that I can help you make a little more money, deal with your money more effectively. We're going to, over the summer, the podcast will probably not be daily for a couple of reasons. One, because I'm traveling from Florida to Seattle. My first stop last week was in Charleston, South Carolina. Now I am at Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, at a state park, gorgeous state park. And tomorrow we head up into North Carolina, going to a wedding, and then we're going to Virginia. And, then we got a house closing somewhere in there. So life's going to be a bit frantic. So I'll be here now and again. But it works out because over the summer, questions tend to slow down because many of you are also taking vacations, doing things with family. We don't have any call-in questions. So if you want to call in your question to 855-935-TALK, you're going to get that answered pretty quickly on the podcast. You can also send your questions in, type them up at talkingrealmoney.com. And they're also going to be short because if the temperatures are really high outside, inside a trailer, it gets really warm. So I have to turn the air conditioner off, and I'll demonstrate why I have to turn the air conditioner off for just a minute. You ready? Here you go. I'm going to turn the air conditioner on, and you'll see why I have to turn it off during the podcast. Yeah, it's really, really loud. I don't know why RV air conditioners have to be that loud. A little behind-the-scenes look how the podcast is made. All right, back down to the desk here. Let me adjust the mic, get things going. So today, let's see, what happened today? Well, I don't talk much about the stock market, but the worthless Dow 30, bearing in mind that the Dow 30 is just 30 stocks, it hit one of those magical numbers, this time 27,000, which really doesn't mean a darn thing. The S&P 500, which is bigger, it's 500 stocks, but again, it's not the total market. It got close to another magical number of 3,000, so who cares? Again, the number to call, 855-935-TALK. You can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can also send your questions in at talkingrealmoney.com. And today's questions, I have two of them that sort of blend together. They're a common theme, and that is finding an advisor. And I'll start with the first one. Did that come over? Bet it did. Oh, well. Let's see. It just means a text message came through or something. Here's the first one. This is from Maryland. In recent podcasts, you've despaired that there is no good way to find an advisor. What do you think about National Association of Personal Financial Advisors, NAPFA, N-A-P-F-A? I had good luck using that site to find my current advisor back in 2015. I enjoy your podcast. It provides a real service. I know NAPFA well, and NAPFA may be a good first step, but NAPFA, it doesn't vet them in the ways I'd like to see them vetted. Yeah, you have to be a CFP. You have to be fee only. Period. That's it. I want an advisor who uses a science-based approach to investing. I want an advisor who charges very low fees. I want an advisor who doesn't try to pick stocks or pick the right place to be or strategically manage or tactically manage my portfolio. I want somebody who's more into managing my personal wealth and managing me as a client. That is more important in my opinion. So that's why we used to send people to Dimensional Fund's website, because Dimensional Fund has a similar philosophy, or a very similar philosophy to ours, as to how to invest. Doesn't always mean the fees are the lowest. But we stopped sending people there because they're allowing firms that are not 100% fiduciaries. They actually they've allowed firms on their website now because, of course, everybody's like, it's everything or anything for a buck these days. There's even a firm there that uses DFA as a ploy to get people in to sell them indexed annuities. And I've told them about it, and nothing's happened. So we put 3 that we feel comfortable with up on our website at talkingrealmoney.com under the help picture, the guy with the help wanted sign. So you can check them out there. But thank you for the information, Bill. I really appreciate it. NAPFA's a little too broad. It's a broad brush approach. And if you do use NAPFA, then you still need to vet them. You need to make sure that they follow some semblance of modern portfolio investing, that they use factors, at least some factors, value, small cap. They invest internationally. They just believe in rebalancing, low fees, under 1%, or 1% or less a year, 1.1 even, but you don't want to be at 2%. The next question comes in from our home base, Seattle, Washington, the Seattle area. Finding a trustworthy financial advisor is the subject. Hello, I'm looking for advice on finding a trustworthy financial planner for my father and his wife. Their current advisor is uncommunicative. Well, that's their only job. I mean, really, what is their job? Communicating. And refused to take some of their money out of an aggressive growth fund. My dad is 92. Okay, this, quote, advisor, unquote, needs to be fired immediately. Period. Exclamation point. My dad lives in Tacoma. I'm sure he would prefer seeing an advisor close to home. Thank you for any advice you can give. Home isn't the biggest issue. That is not the biggest issue. As a matter of fact, a lot of advisors will come down and meet with you. As a matter of fact, our firm, we originally started open offices all around the Puget Sound area, the Seattle area. And then we went, well, that's just dumb and expensive. It is. It's expensive. And we don't want to charge ridiculous fees. So what we did instead is we use Regus offices. We use shared offices to meet with clients wherever they live. If you're in Tacoma, we meet with you there. And most good advisors are going to do something similar. They're not going to make you come into their office in downtown Seattle and park in the garage. Well, I guess some might, but a good one probably won't. But again, our 3 advisors, we've got 3 advisors in the Seattle area that we suggest. You can find them at talkingrealmoney.com under the Help Wanted banner. And there's lots and lots and lots of good stuff at talkingrealmoney.com. Check out the site. Plus, I'm also working on new stories for Real Investing Journal, which is, by the way, absolutely free. You can subscribe to that at realinvestingjournal.com. Those new stories will come out sometime next week. And if you're in the Seattle area, Tom's teaching a lunch ed class in July. You want to be part of that, just go to talkingrealmoney.com and sign up for it. I'm coming out in August. I'm going to be there for 3 weeks for a couple of classes. And so we have a lot of stuff going on. So check us out at talkingrealmoney.com. If you have a question, give me a call, 855-935-TALK, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or send your question in at talkingrealmoney.com. And now I think my wife's family is ordering in a bunch of hoagies from an Italian restaurant, so I'm going to call this podcast over. And I can't guarantee I'll do another one tomorrow because I don't know if I'm going to have internet access where I'm going. If I do, I will. If I don't, I won't. And but keep your questions coming in to talkingrealmoney.com or 855-935-TALK. Thanks for listening. I'm Don McDonald.
Talking Real Money. hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That should keep the lawyers happy.